Alright, Lesson 8, Automated Fuels Accountability. Introduction. The lesson instructs the firmware lab familiarize yourself with the various of the compute technology with the dealing with the petroleum distribution accountability procedure, the performance and purpose of the DFAM, the timely DFAM, the reporting procedure, process to the up-to-date information that accurately reflect the current condition worldwide with a theater-specific location, provide with the DSE, with the military man, with the market timely, well-informed, the decision on site position, respond with the chain with the demand, with the possibility of diversion, petroleum already en route, managing financial transactions, ensure the optimum fund with the available to avoid imbalance with the routine cycle, we're playing with the DESC, with the DER, with the must know, with the shipping the product, with the in location, what quantity, DESC, accounting financial, receive the documentation form of the payment to open the commercial supply with the fuel, except for the system and the total of the payment, but to give it any discount with the DEC. DESC with the control over the U with the DFAM with the database with the base with the billing with the military, so with the DESC with the must account with all the fuel on and its own worldwide, all locations, including both inventory financial accountability. That means keep the track with the 92 million barrels of petroleum valued at more than $4 billion at any given time with the DFAM to keep the inventory financial account with the current with more than 100,000 transactions occurring each year. The records can reconcile periodically with the amount actually on hand with the DFAM certified with the General Accounting Office with the meeting the same with the government accounting. The original DFAM was prior to 1971 DLA we mentioned with the album procurement of the bulk petroleum the August 1971, the Deputy Secretary of the Defense expanded with the Ministry of the DLA for the only procurement of the worldwide centralized integrated supply management that responsible for the bulk fuel required with the military. So the mission referred to as the IMM. The objective fuel IMM is actively timely widely inventory worldwide inventory management control of the established financial control of the DSE inventory of the bulk fuel IMM include the proper procuring product with the commercial supply with assuming the ownership of the accountability financial inventory management the storing with the safeguard with the distribution point with the delivery the base for the boundary of the sale of the military serve with the complex interrelated new responsibility to determine the vast accurate the integrated the management information system exists the manage for the integrated function required with the bulk fuel management. Existing systems designed with the individual function services where they are not compatible to no common lanes, no single unified point of the data entry. The 1970 DFAMs were conceived as a response to the need of the DoD approved of the concept of the design working between 1976 by the DESC, the ensure the compatible fuel automated system of the DoD logistics system. The common code with the formats were presented throughout the standard report of the system known as the DoD MIL-SPEC. MIL-SPEC prescribed the DoD stamp form with the code with the data elements format that related to ensure for the document fuel inspection for the product accountability audit trail with the record report record transaction DFAM with the possible code with the form of the comment to the DoD military server with the mill strip of the mill strap. Each server the representative of the MIL-SPEC the committee with these three representatives each of the server that approved with the coordinate with the new programs required with the safe server participation. After extensive system design work of the interest server the coordination of the DFAMs being operated with the October 1982 the DFAM system with the description, the essential DFAM of the computer system integrated database, which includes the information file of the procurement contract staff, the information of the DESC, with the contract of the bulk petroleum, additive, the transportation man, the information concerning military, commercial tankers, commercial pipeline truck movement, the other mode of the transportation, inventory management, that provided the stock control, each of the product at every terminal with the pipeline holding DLA owned stock, financial information on all accounts for the DLA and the DESC stocks. No any entry with the database simultaneously updates to all applicable file. The data entries are made with the database form. The DESC with the DESC with the note for the transaction over against the bulk fuel control over the military sea lift command tanker with the shipment of the management with the some special inventories account with the floating store with including defensive distribution planning and the authorization and source identification and ordering authorization for the tankers overseeing the command. The DFAM's reporting activities report all the transaction effect with the tax status for the ownership of the bulk fuel in the DESC wholesale system. Transaction reporting. A transaction decision action such as the order received the shipment will affect the ownership of the inventory with the suit of the DLA owned without petroleum. The reporting transaction chief of the which for the DFAM the database for the keep of the current with the moving events involved with the supplying fuel with the military. So the transaction reporting begin with the decision action occurred with over the 200 DESP with the receiver of storage fuel. The action is physically complete with the DSP with the move over the information about the transaction 2 working day with the DFAM with the data entry point. The 4-5 DM entry point with the alpha that DSC and the 10 defense of the energy region, the 10 defense for the intermediate control points operated with the military, so with the 25 defensive energy support points. No, on one of these 45 data entry for the 15 located with the CONF 30 with the CONF zone with the data entry for the points have except for the DFAM with the database for the remote terminal with the dome of the audits in move over the transportation there with the transpac with the ESC. Last segment of the DFAM with the transportation reporting net with the military bay for the military report with the order of the receiver, the DSC owned with the patrol and completely accountability cycle over the balance of their accounts. Timely, accurate reporting of the essential for the defame military for the fuel supply condition chain that continually rapidly with assuming the transaction report with the database, the more with the accountable database picture with the happening down on the DoD manual 4130. 25 M, step of the stand for the 2 of the more working day, the 95% accuracy, availability, up to date information, permitted better decision, account with the managers at all level. Alright, monthly reconciliation is required by the DAO, stand by the safety guard, but again, for the unexpected level of the reconciliation, verify the DFAM, the database, the reconciliation process is required by the 2 figures compared with the end of each month, both represent the specific private, specific location. 2 figures are fine with the physical inventory, with the amount with the actually on hand of the book inventory, store with the DFAM, the database. If the 2 figures agree with the account to reconcile with the amount with the DFAM, the database has been verified. If the 2 figures do not agree with the difference, it must be researched and accounted for. The difference may be the gain or difference may be a gain or loss. Reconciliation gave the instrument with the physical stock, which give the terminal for these record the DFAM, the database, the correctly. The goal of the DESC is to have all the accounts reconciled with the 6th calendar day of each month. Fuel's automated management system. The Air Force of the Air Force accountability system maintained the base level of the base fuel operation account with the fuel distribution owned with the tail of the number of the aircraft, the fuel with the dispensed fuel. The system currently under revision complying with the DFAM with the result of the system of this we come with the FAS. Determining the DFAMs. Direct supply operation, or DSEO. The key for the word for the DFAM of the transaction report with the related applicable to several organizations involved with a varying degree. The Office of Communication Information over the Director of Supply Operation responsible for telecommunications and electronic processing systems of the DFAM with rely heavily on the telecommunication. The Director of Supply Operations as of the major responsible for the DFAM with long-range planning with the decision for the control company formulation system design, acquisition, operational, and implementation, progressive safety improvements. All the Director of Supply Operation to with the DFAM, the with the principal of the DFAM, with the information provided for the include with the control of the accounting with the financial division, the Director of the contracting, production, and factory control division, inventory management division, and the principal with the DFAM with the information contributing to the DFAM with the application of the system, the chain of the system, the effective needs. Alright, military pets, or the mill pets involved with the coordinating with the DFAM, with the develop the chain with the military, with the DFAM, with the DOD-wide system, the DFAM with the system, develop the chain with the mill pets, coordination, give the military, with the representation, development of the chain with the system. Defensive energy regions. Defensive energy regions, DFAM, the development and refinement of the defensive energy regions, suggest the improvement of the system based on the field operating procedures, the directory of the supplies of supply operation within the improved program, the development and planning of the improved the DFAM the system, the coordinate with the other improved defensive supply or operation, defensive supply operation representative of the MilPets committee. Performance evaluation operating as if the DFAM's reporting activity defense divisional Alright. The Director of the Supply Operations that has responsible for the day-to-day of the DFAM with the reporting end of the month reconciliation involved with the continuous monitoring of the daily training and action register for the listing with the reject with the defense the Director I've been reading 30 pages before I got in Directory of the Supply Operation, the responsible for the answering inquiry with the record of the procedure with the guy with the reporting activity, the Directory of the Supply Oriented Supply Operation. Directory of Supply Operations will prepare and distribute the report activity supplementary statement, including the average time of the required with the report to transaction, the error rate with their data, with the chief of the reconciliation. This is done to provide feedback to establish communication and reporting activity will improve the performance of IAW system-wide objectives. This is obtaining the management information from the DFAM with the Directory of the Operational Supply Directory of the Supply Operations. Director of the Supply Operation responsible to assist the members of the Directory of Supply Operations, Defensive Energy Region, Joint Petroleum Office of the Military, so that obtaining the non-routine special information, the DFAM's database, the Directory of Supply Operations, OB, is responsible for developing and administering the training program of the DFAM's operation, including the development and making the distribution suitable for the material, the defensive Directory of the Supply Operations, the OB, the range of the training with the need of the Directory of Supply Operations, manage activity of the Defensive Energy Region, defective supply, DESP, whatever that is, DSP and QSC and QARs. Lesson 8, practice. Lesson 9, spill control.